Just take a sip. Take a fucking sip, guys.
You're Blocked with Eden Middleman and Simona Catalano.
So today, I feel like we're going to switch things up a little bit. Like we're just trying to keep things fresh, guys. And we're going to kind of just talk about girl code.
It blows my mind the fact that half these girls out here don't know what girl code is or don't follow it at least.
It's just like unspoken rules that like I think just go without saying. We have like different categories that we are breaking girl code down into to like explain kind of the unsaid rules of like just how to be a girl's girl.
It is so hard for me to do that when I find out that there are so many girls out there who struggle to understand either what girl code is or follow it in general. Like to me, it's part of my DNA. As a good friend, as a good human being in this world,
Exactly.
like, it's so straightforward and it pisses me off. And obviously, like making any sort of meaningful friendships can't happen if you're not following this. It's not rocket science. It's pretty simple. So I think we're going to break it down to different scenarios that I think we've gone through or we think are the main issues or where girl code comes into question,
Right.
Which is kind of pathetic. So girls, listen up.
Like the first part of girl code is about going out. Like in some, I honestly think that you cannot, like you just touched on, have a meaningful or fulfilling, fruitful, long-lasting relationship if your girlfriends aren't able to just have your back and watch out for you while you're out in a social setting, while you guys are drinking. I have experienced this like time and time again. And it just comes to the point where this is just done for me. Like I can't be friends with you. I can't go out with you. You're not that person for me. And like note to self, like if you cannot go out with a certain group of girls because they don't have your back and they don't watch you, like you shouldn't be going out with them. Like you should not even be friends with these girls, because at the foundation of a real friendship, like me and you, when we go out, like I'm 110% secure. I know that no matter what happens, like without a doubt, I'm going to wake up in my bed okay. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. If they're not there for you when you need them to be or when you expect them to be, like reconsider your friends. Here's what to do. Me and Simona, we go out to the club and we know that we're on the same page. So we know where we're going together.
Yes.
We know what the fucking plan is. We know how we're getting there. We do a vibe check. Guys, flashback to episode 5. So important with everything that you do.
Yeah.
And we can kind of gauge, okay, this is the plan for tonight. If one of us is not on the same page, figure it out or adjust it so that it works for us.
There's I think a lot of things that happen when you're younger and when you're going out in big groups.
Right.
So I think that if you're going out in really big groups, you need to identify, ladies, who is coming to your house and who are you getting ready with? Because that is who you need to watch for the rest of the night. Like if I was going out with a best friend or whoever I thought was a best friend, sleeping at your house or whatever, I'm your responsibility. Just like if you were sleeping at my house, you're my responsibility. Like we need to watch out for each other. You need to be aware and present as like what is going on. Like where is everybody at? There's been so many times where like myself or like other girls that I knew when I was going out with should not have even left the pre. Like the night spiraled and ended so badly so many times, like could have gone sideways. Like thank God a lot of the times it didn't, but like it was borderline there.
I don't understand how any girlfriend, I don't care if you guys are super close or not, I would never associate anybody as my friend and not be like, girl, you're acting a fool, get the fuck off that table, we're going home, honey. If my friend is going to get to that point, I won't let her. Like if Simona's like, let's drink, oh my God, like whatever.
That's
and she's
important.
Like, yes, it's just like, I could never let you go overboard. Okay. And like, we're always pacing.
So important. Like, I love that you said that. So important.
Like we're always pacing. We're always checking in with one another throughout the entire night, from the minute we get into the club, the bar, the restaurant, it doesn't matter. I got you. You got me. I'm going to dumb it down for some people who unfortunately don't know. But to me, it's just like, I can't be good with myself if I'm not making sure that the people that I'm going out with and that I've chosen to go out with are all good too. Like I won't have a good night knowing that my friend is like going off with some weirdo and like I have all these doubts and it keeps me up. And like, why the hell How could I do that? I don't know. To me, it's common sense.
If I was going out with a certain friend, she knew that like maybe I could potentially get out of hand tonight. And if I do, I don't want to do this. Like, I don't want to call my ex and I don't want to go to his house.
Oh, definitely not.
And I would be like, okay, great. But then she inevitably would have too much to drink. And I'm like, okay, we need to leave. And now we are probably going to get into a fight because I can't let you do this. Like, it's just like watching out for the other person and not fucking abandoning them. Like, I've literally been abandoned so many fucking times. Like, it is actually embarrassing. And like, what's funny is that a lot of the times that I was abandoned, like if I was going out with like my girlfriends and like our group of guy friends, like the guys followed the girl code way better than the fucking girls. I almost felt like if I was going out with the boys, I'd be good.
That says a lot. That speaks volumes, because when you're going out with girls, everyone's like, oh, like women supporting women. Like, bitch, I wish. Like, I find that this is the biggest issue with girls going out, especially in our demographics. When a guy enters the picture and you're like, okay, I'm going to go like hang out with him, like, bye. And you came in with one other girl, you're abandoning. Let's say I'm coming in, I'm being this stupid idiot. And I'm like, oh my God, guy, oh my God, whatever. I ditched Simona for this guy. Simona has every right to be upset with me because I'm abandoning her.
Like, why? Like, we know we would never do that. That's why we go out. That's just not something you fucking do.
Your friends, I hope you have a decent amount of like good friends, will be there for you before the guy and after the guy. So don't let this one guy for one night like ruin that friendship and you do such a thing. Like, I would take it so offensive. Like, hey, you know what? You're going to do that. You're going to just let me be alone here downtown Toronto by myself. Like, bitch, bye.
Yeah. When you're younger, like especially like high school and university years, like you're so like malleable. And like, even after I thought that I had weeded out all of my bad friends, I was still going out with a few girls. And it took like really bad situations to happen for me to be like, what the fuck am I doing?
I think that there's an argument too, being like, as you know, a young adult or a teenager, whatever, you're responsible for yourself 100%. Like, obviously you don't want to get to that point, but if you do, like, it happens, you know, when you go out and like you drink too much or you party too hard or whatever it may be, like, your friend is there to be that person that's like, okay, you know what, like, you're going a little bit too much, like, let's just settle down. Or like,
you're essentially watching each other. Okay. So
all
like
the time.
Me and Eden went on a trip and, you know, we were, you know, drinking. It was the daytime. It was great. It was fun. But Eden was like, okay, Simona's like having a lot of fun. And I know that she hasn't eaten breakfast and it's like fucking 2:30 in the afternoon. She's crushed a few gins. So like, she was like, you need to eat right now. And I'm like, okay, sure. Victor. I was like, Victor, I need you. And Eden was like, Kate, what do you want to eat? And I was like, I'm not even hungry. And she's like, you're going to sit the fuck down and you're going to eat. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to have a burger. So my little booty sat on that little bench and I ate a goddamn fucking burger.
It was the most iconic moment because we have a picture. Maybe I'll throw it in here of her lying down like this
with the burger. Yes, it's your responsibility to watch out for yourself. Sometimes, you know, shit happens and like, you're like, woo, I thought I was good. Now I'm not. Your friend is there to always like watch you. And like, even if we're out and Eden's talking to a guy and I'm like, you know what? Woo, I'm feeling it. I'm going to get a water and I'm going to watch her. I'm going to pretend that it's a gin, it's a water, and I'm going to watch her because like, we always try to make sure that like we are level-headed and in control.
Yeah.
And aware of like our surroundings, what's happening, where we are, because you never want to be the really drunk girl that is like, you know, being a mess, being sloppy. Sometimes it happens and that's fine, but that's never the goal.
Here is like the rule of thumb for me and like what I do when I go out with my friends. When we go out, we know we're going out together, we're coming home together, period. Okay. Yes. If in the odd chance, which this has never happened, and I honestly am not pro this idea, I think you can exchange numbers with a guy and then make time to meet him in broad daylight. But if you do meet a guy that like I know and like I'm comfortable with you going home with, let's say that's the thing and you really want to do it and you're sober and like level-headed, as an adult, I trust your opinion. And if I feel okay about it with my gut, I will be like, okay, no problem. Text me when you're there. I want his number. I want all this fucking information. I am the mother. I don't give a fuck.
Making sure you both get home safe is super important. And it is like literally one of our top safety rules when we go out. It's just like a given.
If somebody is drinking too much or isn't well, like I would take the extra mile because I care for my friends so much. And like this has happened. I've been on both ends of this. when I would like drink too much when I was younger and I was really sick. Like my best friend at the time took me home, literally nursed me back to health, like showered me, fed me, put me in bed, made sure I was good before she even left. We're a little bit older now. We don't like to get to that point. It's not really our thing. Well, this is another sort of common situation that we feel like gets kind of misconstrued and questioned. I need you to go into this because I want girls to listen up and know that girl code extends to the entire world out of respect to yourself and to others. But there is a line in certain situations, and that oftentimes has to do with men and dating.
Like Eden said, like, you know, girl code different for different situations. In a situation where you're like at a pre, like I was at a pre, I was just talking to a guy, like legit just talking to him. And I was like, okay, yeah, this guy's funny, but like literally wasn't thinking anything of it. This girl comes up to me. She was friends with my best friend at the time. So she comes up to me and she's like talking to me and I'm like, oh my God, like what does this person want? Like what's going on here? So she's like, you know what? Like, I just want you to know that like me and so are like kind of talking. And I was like, okay, like, yeah, cool. Like whatever. And she's like, yeah. So like, you know, like back off, like he's mine type of thing. And I was like, wait, what?
Excuse me, bitch. Okay, back the fuck up. We don't know who you are.
You're friends with my best friend, but that doesn't mean that we're friends. Like, yes, I know who you are, but like, I don't know you. We're acquaintances. Like, we just by association, we both have the same friend. A few minutes pass and my friend comes up to me and she's like, so I heard like, you know, so-and-so came to talk to you. And I'm like, yeah, like, what's up with that? Like, I'm so confused. She's like, yeah, like, just don't do anything. Like, they were kind of talking and now they're like, not. I'm like, wait, they're not even really talking right now? She's like, well, like, you know, he doesn't want, I'm like, you know what? I've heard enough. Like, first of all, bye to this whole drama. And like, I wasn't even thinking about him in that way, but I'm like, now you guys pissed me off. Like, it's game fucking on. He can fucking choose.
No guy and no girl in general is property to you. Okay. However, with girl code, there are times within your immediate friend circle, your best friend especially, you're not going to fuck her ex. You're not going to talk to her ex. You're not going to fuck the guy she's hooked up with, even if it was casual or serious. Doesn't matter. That's off limits. But when it's away from the immediate circle and you know of this girl kind of through the grapevine and she's talking to this guy, but they're not even dating and he's entertaining you, girl, you lost that guy a long time ago if he's coming and talking to me. And this is fair game. So there's no drama.
It's just such a reach. Even if I was just talking to a guy, like I would never be running around the party telling people not to talk to him. Like, how insecure do I need to be? Obviously, you know he's not feeling you. That's why you feel the need to be running around telling other girls not to talk to him. Good. And like I get how that feels. Like I've been there, but also like don't do that. Like don't be telling other girls what they can and can't do. Like, because then you inevitably started a competition and like, baby, like I do not play. I am here to win.
If you're going around telling girls not to entertain him or talk to him, you know that you're insecure in the relationship, which you spoke on, but also have self-respect for yourself. If a girl is going to easily take your man, she's doing you a favor.
Let her have him.
Bye. Bye, Johnny.
Why do you want him? I think the reason like best friends work is like all of my true girlfriends, like I've never ever had the same taste in men as them. Like you have the same taste in vodka and different taste in men. Like that's just how it goes.
Yeah.
We've never had, and that's never going to be an issue. It's literally a non-issue at all times. So I actually can't relate to it being an issue. And I think that as best friends, if your best friend is telling you like, yeah, we dated and it wasn't that serious, like you can go for him and like you're considering it, like you should not be best friends.
If you're best friends or if you're any way, shape, or form close, the first thing girls talk about is their guys and their past, okay? Like, don't lie. I've told Simona all the guys I've like seen, spoken to, whatever, she knows. So if that guy ever approaches her, it's not I don't have to worry.
I like to be friends with my friends' boyfriends. Like for me, that's very important. I try to like let them in, like just like be cool with them, be chill. Like I'm a guy's girl, like that. So I'm the same way with them because I'm like, listen, like that's my best friend and like she's into you and you guys are like hitting it off. So like I want to make an effort to like get to know you. Like that's important. Don't be overly friendly. Like I've had it go that way where I'm like talking to a guy and I'm with one of my girls at the time and you know we're out, he like sliced his arm. Like,
oh my God, I hate this story, but you have to tell it. Okay,
I don't know how he did that. And I'm looking at her, and I already knew what she was gonna do, and I'm like, this bitch is not gonna fucking do that. She licks the blood off his arm. First of all, he enjoyed it. So like, you guys can go home together tonight. Like, fuck you both.
Hepatitis fucking B. What the fuck is that? First of all.
Honestly, like, I was like, girl, re-fucking-lax. Like, what? Like, that's excessive. People are going to be like, what the fuck? And I'm like, yeah, honestly, it happened. Like, I'm not making this shit up. But like, still to this day, I'm like, actually, I don't know what was going through her brain. How did I not leave? Like, it was just me and her. So I'm like, what am I going to do? Leave this fucking drunk girl?
By me and Simona sitting here and telling you guys that certain men are off limits because of the past, like, that shouldn't be us projecting insecurity. That's just straight up. Like, if you want to go for my ex, then bye. Like, I don't want to be involved with either of you, because that's just disrespectful. Like, and first of all, I don't want my baby girl over here to like go with my fucking sloppy seconds. Like,
I don't get how that's appealing.
I think that's when you know that girl in general is just a tainted motherfucker, because like, your morals and your values are just not there. If this isn't common sense, if this isn't ringing a bell, and if you're not like word with what we're saying, I really think that you have to like go back to your basics. I'm not trying to be rude here, but straight up, I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. Like, if you have a problem with that, and if you've been in situations like that where you don't get the other girl who's defending her position and her past and all that stuff, and you're going to disrespect her, like, maybe rethink where you're coming from. It's like, how would you want to be treated, essentially? So don't treat me differently.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's your girl. And I always try to think of my girls as like my sister. And especially now at the stage in the game, like, all of the things that I believed my girlfriends should have done, I'm just, to my core, I know that that is how you need to be. And I'm always like, listen, if my sister goes out and her friends don't have her fucking back, like, shit's gonna hit the fan. Like, at least she knows, because I was the oldest. So like, I didn't really have anybody else to like call or like come to my rescue, right? It was my girlfriends. But my sister knows that she has me and my best friend. And like, if anything ever happens, she could call one of us.
I think girl code also comes down to like ride or die kind of mentality.
Yes.
I like, that's the type of person I am. I will never be just friends with anybody. It's either I love you or we're just like acquaintances and nothing more. Yeah, because like, to me, it's like all of my friends know that they just need to pick up the phone and say, I need you, and I'm there. Like, or exactly. God forbid, like, we're out and something goes wrong. Like, I will put myself in between, God forbid, whatever it is, to protect a friend or somebody I really love and care for. And so that's just my mentality. And so approaching girl code has always been second nature to me. And for those girls who don't get it, oftentimes I just think it's a lot of insecurity and discomfort with your position. Maybe you're threatened by your friends. I honestly think a lot of times girl code is messed up because of a guy. Simple. And like, if you're going to put a guy before your friends who might flake on you in 2.5 seconds, good luck, have fun, have no friends.
I had to move because the light was doing weird things. So I feel like maybe this is better. I don't know.
I think this is such a crazy, mind-blowing subtopic about this whole idea of girl code that's going to blow a lot of people's minds. So I've been in a situation like this, and like I'm kind of nervous to talk about it because this girl will freaking know who she is. But whatever, we're just going to go with it. So this whole idea is basically when girl code extends to people that you actually don't know, out of respect to yourself, and again, for the other women, because you might, and unfortunately chances are in your lifetime, will experience being that other woman, or possibly being that other woman, which is sad.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with scenario number one.
I know it's always this girl. Like, fuck.
This story boils my blood. There was a girl at my, boyfriend at the time's work, and she was a recent hire, was a colleague, position was lower than his. And I just want to make that point, not because of anything, but more so because she really had no affiliation with him and shouldn't have had. And so she decided to reach out to my boyfriend multiple times beyond work-related things, okay? Talking about her relationship that she's struggling in, all of this crap, just really pushing the boundaries of being a colleague. Now, she was very well aware that I was in the picture. Here's where we're gonna analyze the situation. If as a girl, you see your man texting another girl at work who, you don't really know so much, but you've heard only negative things about, she was also known as the office slut, sorry, like, I just gotta point that out. Yeah. And it's not related to work, wouldn't she be like, bitch, what are you doing? Like, how do you have the audacity to do that? So The point here is that is breaking girl code. Why? Because you know there's another girl in the picture. Okay. He's told you all the time, stop messaging me, quite frankly. And this girl's still being persistent about grabbing attention from another guy. I don't care if you want him sexually. I don't care about anything. Think about the other girl. Think about her. If you were in her position, would you be okay if your man talking about a broken relationship with some other office slut? Like, no.
Even the context of the situation, like, why would he even care to help you? Like, what is he going to be able to offer you that your girlfriends can't? Like,
that's the point. Yeah.
Like, if I have a situation, like if I'm going through something, like, no one is gonna better help me understand that than my girlfriends, or like, honestly, like, bro, go ask your cousin. Like, I'm sure he can fucking tell you what the guy's like going. Like, you don't need to be messaging one of the guys at your work. No. Also, that's really unprofessional.
Just to summarize, girls, if you are gonna play that other woman and try and entertain a guy who already has a girl, just so you know, karma's a big biatch. And if you're going to go play that game, just know that that girl, along with all of her amazing girl gang, will be after you.
Let's say you maybe think you have a vibe with this guy, but you think he could have a girl. Like, you think he could, but it like hasn't been confirmed. And I've been in this position so many times. Don't give me the excuse that, oh, you didn't know, or like it wasn't confirmed, or you couldn't figure it out.
How would you get yourself in a position where you're unsure if the guy has a girl? Like, how would that happen?
Okay, so I'm a server. Like, a lot of guys come in, sit at the bar, you know, you have like a girl bartender, which is me, and like, you know, they start a conversation. Everybody's always super flirty. Like, I get it. It's like, I don't know if it's fucking part of the role, but like, it seems like it fucking is.
You're also hot, so.
So there was one guy, and, you know, I was just like, whoa, like the chemistry is really good. Like, we're talking, whatever. I was like, whoa, like, I actually, like, I kind of fuck with this guy. Like, the shit that we were talking about was like not like ordinary shit. And he was like much older than me. And I was just like, I just fucking dig his vibe. He kept coming in, like whatever. And then at a certain point, I think he had gone in and I wasn't there. And one of the girls was like, I think he has a girlfriend. I was like, shut the fuck up. Oh my God, are you kidding me? Like, I was like kind of caught off guard. And I was like, oh, okay. Like, I'm just going to like feel him out then. Like, I'm not going to be like overly, you know, nice, because I was just going off of his vibe. Right. So because it's someone I don't have it, like, and this is why this is such a good example. Like, I didn't even have his phone number or his socials. So what I had to do was just be strategic in the things that we talked about and picking up on like things that he was saying. And I'm using this example because 95% of girls that are in this situation most likely either have his social or have his phone number. And it is so easy. Like, if you just pay attention, it's so easy. But I didn't. So what I tried doing was, okay, my girl said that she thinks he has somebody. And I was like, why do you say that? And she's like, I overheard him talking to another server, and the server asked him if he was dating anybody. He said he was kind of in between. He was just feeling someone out. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. Why is the guy that barely knows this other server going to divulge that he's in a full relationship? Like, obviously the other server is like my friend. So like, if he was to tell him that he was in a relationship, he would come tell me. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
So he was just kind of feeling it out, like casual, totally fine. So I just like kept my distance. Everything was fine. Things progressed. And I was like, I think that like they could be right. Like, I think he has a girl, but he's just not acting like it. Like, asking me out, like saying we should do shit, like just totally not being a fucking taken boyfriend. Like, he's not acting like he has a girlfriend. So then a few months had gone past, and like he was still the same type of vibe. And I was just like, I'm not even feeling this. And then I just flat out asked him, I was like, listen, like somehow dating and relationships came up, because he was like, oh, like, I can't believe you're still single. Like, all the, you know, the fucking guys, like, they're shit. And I'm like, yeah, like, how about you? Like, are you dating anybody? He's like, no, but like, you know, I was like, honestly, it's totally fine. Like, having a girlfriend is literally the shit.
What I want to point out about this entire story is that you did your due diligence as a woman, knowing that there very well might be another woman on the other end.
Just back off.
Yeah, you backed off, you eased off without being disrespectful. And you also, at the end, when you were really confused, flat out asked him. And based off of his uncertain fucking response, you kind of got the hint. Yeah, you kind of got the hint that there was another girl possibly involved. And you're like, you know what? out of respect, first of all, to yourself, because if this guy's fucking flirting with other girls, you don't want that kind of guy, number one. Number two, you also like, you know what, I'm going to respect the other woman in the situation. I'm going to back the fuck off, or I'm not going to entertain him anymore, and I'm just going to be very civil and civil.
Like, yes, I felt that we had a connection and we were good and chemistry and all, like we had all of the things that I genuinely look for initially. But I just have more respect for myself than to entertain somebody who's kind of with somebody else. Like,
totally.
I'm a whole lot of girl. I need all of you, or like, you get none of me.
If you're not going to look at the girl code as respecting other women because maybe that's not second nature to you, just know that it's respect for yourself. Like, I could never be okay with entertaining a guy who possibly has a girl. Like, I need to know flat out, because I know what I deserve and I know what I want.
If you are the other girl, you either know that he could potentially have somebody, or you definitely know that he does. And I've had many instances like this. And every time I've told certain girls, a lot of the response is, he's just trying to make you jealous, or like, he's actually really into you, and like kind of like boosting me up. And I'm always confused, like, what?
No.
Like, you're telling me to overlook this other girl because you think that he vibes with me? Like, A, are you trying to set me up? Or like, B, you actually believe that? Like, so there are some girls out here that are giving other girls the wrong fucking advice.
Wow.
Like, that's not girl code.
No, that's mind-blowing, Simona. Actually, that's something I never really thought about it that way, and that's true. And like, I now recall shit like that happening to me where my friends...
They're like, he's entertaining you. Like, obviously he's like unhappy, or like he doesn't like his girlfriend, or like maybe he really fucks with you, or girls being like, because I've had guys like flirt with me like nonstop, come see me on a weekly basis, and all of a sudden they're on a Tinder date. And you can fucking tell when you're on a Tinder date. Okay, don't come at me.
I am the queen of games if I want to be. I think a retiree at this point. But if a guy is smart, that will not be his number one game. There are so many other games, and if you guys want to know, maybe comment down below. Maybe we'll go into the games that I'm able to like pull out and tell you guys. But in reality, like, a guy is not going to pull up with another girl in front of you, because if he knows you're a girl of respect, he won't do that. Like,
maybe a lot of girls go for that, like, ooh, competition.
If you're going to ever entertain such a thing, just know that if he's doing it to that girl, you are not the exception to the rule.
Exactly. Like, this is a huge thing.
And if he's doing it to somebody else, he's going to do it to you. Simple. Simple. Don't argue with me. Like, it's fact, okay? Again, I hope this was eye-opening to you in terms of it being a matter of self-respect for yourself a lot of the times. And if you instill this, girl code, or this common moral compass, I don't even think we should call it girl code. I think it's just like fucking common sense that isn't so common, and that is the pivotal kind of foundation for a valuable friendship. If you utilize that in your day-to-day life, I guarantee you'll attract that as well. And that is how I believe I attracted my beautiful friend Simona, because me and her both were so like straight up about what the fuck we believe in, and we didn't give a shit about what other people had to say. We weren't there to people please or to be some just like groupie. And that's how you make meaningful friendships and relationships, honestly. Yeah.
I love that. I'm so proud of us. I'm so excited for like the rest of our episodes.
Give me 5 months to produce.
We have people have like a 5-year plan. We have a 5-month plan.
5 months. It would be really interesting. And please comment, okay? Like, please comment below and let us know.
Please fucking do that.
Please give me a comment.
Do that. Like, just like, let us know if you like us or if you don't. Like,
and if you don't,
exactly. Like, if you don't, rock on. Like, have the best life.
You're welcome for all the information we're giving you. I hope you girls learned a thing or two, and maybe this kind of shed some light to situations where you didn't really think were a big deal, but now might be. And I really hope you put this into practice. And like, this is also applicable to guys too. I would assume the same would go for guys.
Yes, 100% with guys. 100% with guys. Like, I've had some awesome fucking guy friends, like, literally saved my life. Like, where is so-and-so that you came out with? And I'm like, dude, she fucking bailed with a guy. Like, would you believe this?
There's a saying that the people you choose to surround yourself with says a lot about you. So be mindful of who you choose in your circle, in your little girl gang. Respect each other, value friendships, and we'll see you in episode 8. Right?
Oh my God, episode 8. Yeah, thank you so much. What Eden said. She's way better at the outros than me. So zoned out. I'm like,
all you have to say is subscribe, comment, follow us on socials.
Actually follow us on social. Like, we are hilarious.
Honestly, our Instagram is popping.
Like, it really is. Like, shout out to our followers. We don't have many, but like, shout out to you.
Take care, guys, and we'll see you back here soon. Make sure you click the bell so that you get notified for our new episodes that come out every Monday at 9 a.m. sharp.
9 a.m.
Okay, bye.
Bye.